Botswana's coal producer Morupule Coal Mine has found business in the European market. General Manager of MCM Edwin Elias says global coal prices have more than doubled since the beginning of the year and that the mine has increased its production because the current production may not be sufficient enough to meet demand. The GM said Botswana coal is ranked among the best in the world, hence the high demand.
To strategic focus areas that start around the safety and sustainable development, that focuses on improving the overall safety of the business, that looks at resource planning and project to have an appreciation of the type of resource that we have. It also looks at our sales and marketing capability, particularly when we realize that if you look at it at a global and regional level, there is a high demand for coal. Therefore, this is an area that needs to do that outreach to make sure that equally in Botswana, we can basically benefit from the demand that we see out there. Technological capability is going to be key for us to make sure that we can go out there, acquire, adopt, and implement the latest technology that will either improve safety or productivity levels. Not forgetting that people and capacity development still remains key. And we can't do all these things alone without acknowledging that we need strategic partners so that we can be able to drive the key objectives that we have set to achieve. And then we will have a major drive around operational excellence, and all these attributes will definitely lead to a revenue improvement around within MCM.
Sales and Marketing Manager Kelebogile Sitei says washed coal sales is currently at 21% behind the budget, but they are doing well on the unwashed coal. She said the total coal sales is 1.2% below budget. Although they are trailing behind, Sitei says they are anticipating to end the year 6% above budget on the total coal sales, and that will be made up of 2% above budget of unwashed coal and 25.5% above budget of washed coal. Sitei says they have signed 2 contracts for export markets via Maputo and Walvis Bay. She says they loaded the first Maputo-bound trains and Walvis Bay-bound trucks destined for seaborne markets. The marketing and sales manager said they are currently supplying 10,000 tons of coal to a power station in Namibia. Sitei further went on to say the demand for coal is 4 times high as the South African market is now exporting to Europe, Asia, Middle East, and that there is a market gap that Botswana coal producers should take advantage of.
The challenges that we've been facing, as alluded to by Mr. Radikoma on the washed coal sales, is that we have logistical challenges. So we are currently 51.1% behind budget year to date, but we are doing well on the thermal or run-of-mine, which is the unwashed coal. Total coal sales 1.2% below budget year to date. This is how we see the year ending. Although we are currently trailing, we are anticipating that we are going to end the year 6% above budget on total coal sales, and that will be made up of 2% above budget on the run-of-mine and 25.5% above budget on washed coal. It's a very ambitious forecast that we are seeing, and that is triggered by what we currently see happening in the market now. So just to take you back to why we are below budget and then why we see ourselves being above budget going forward. Starting from the 3rd and 4th quarter of 2021 and the 1st quarter of this year, we had challenges in terms of dispatching product across the border. It was a combination of border closures occasioned by the COVID, and then also on the logistics side, our service providers could not provide enough rolling stock and locomotives in order to allow us to move products to our customers. And the good news is that that situation has since improved immensely. That is why we are positive that we are almost breaking even, and we will be moving to more than 25% above budget by year end. And in terms of why we see, the total forecast for year end, we expect to see Potash and BPC offtake being above budget, and that is the reason we say that is because we are looking at the trend currently, we are looking at how much coal they are currently burning, and we are confident that with winter, that will peak because winter is our peak demand period. And then in terms of washed coal, we are expecting more product to come in from Mateo as soon as winter ends. So that is why we are confident that we'll make the 25% mark. We have also signed 2 contracts to export coal to not just the regional market, but to the seaborne markets via the Walvis Bay port and then Maputo as well. And we are currently supplying a power station in Namibia as well. The Maputo train, we also loaded the first trucks that were bound for the Walvis Bay port. These ones were, the trucks were going to the Far East, and then the train was destined for European markets. And you also see that when we went to South Africa, we were just at the coal conference in Durban in the last week. The demand for coal from South Africa is at an all-time high. South African producers are now exporting to the European and Middle East and Asian markets. So that means there's a gap in the South African market that Botswana coal producers are taking advantage of. And the beauty about it is that the prices are also at an all-time high. So it's a good time to be in coal business, especially when you're in Botswana.
Portia Mlilo, reporting for The Voice Online.